What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We are live and direct, live in effect on this Sunday night. How's everybody doing out there? What's up with you guys? What we got in the chat? Let's take a look. First in line, the wolf waits to feast. All praise to the Most High. And the grind timers looks really, really good. Bad Wolf, how you feeling today, man? What's up with you? Yosef, what's up, man? What's good with you, Yosef? How you been, bro? Man, I just been doing some studying this weekend, man. Studying and paying attention to everything that's going on. You got to keep your eye on the social medias and all that good stuff. We try to avoid watching and listening to news as much as possible to keep it the last bit of sanity we got dealing with these corporations and dealing with this de facto. But gotta keep your ear to the street so you know what's going on, dude. It's right now. There's a lot going on, like with the financial aspect is all over the place right now. We're gonna get into that a little bit, and we're also gonna talk about the scares and stuff like that they're running again. Yes, sir. We're gonna get into that. What's good, Civic Maker? How you feeling, man? What's up with you? How's everybody doing? But yeah, let's hop right into it. Nose first. All right, so I got a few things I want to cover. Let me see what order we're gonna do this in. As a matter of fact, let's start off. I want to start off with this first because I want you guys to know about this because this is not going to be talked about probably on the news or anything like that. Take a look at this right here. So if you have gotten any odd pieces of mail from a bank basically saying you opened an account when you actually in fact did not even go to that bank or you've never been there before, this is happening a lot, and I'm seeing a lot of people online complaining about this. US Bank is one of them. SunTrust is another one. And then there's a Canadian bank too. I can't remember what the bank is called, but there's a lot of banks are starting to do this. So let's take a look at the article. This is on the CFPB website, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. For those of you who don't know, if you were to do a complaint with the CFPB, when you reach out individually, it's a lot weaker than when you reach out through CFPB because they can't ignore the CFPB. So when you're doing your complaints and stuff like that, a lot of times people will go through them and other channels as well. So let's take a look and see what they're talking about. CFPB fines U.S. Bank 37.5 million for illegally exploiting personal data to open sham accounts for unsuspecting customers. The bank pressured employees to sell, leading them to access credit reports and open accounts without permission. Washington, D.C. Today, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, took action against U.S. banks for illegally accessing its customers' credit reports and opening checking and savings accounts, credit cards, and credit lines and lines of credit without the consumer's permission. U.S. Bank pressured and incentivized its employees to sell multiple products and services to its customers, including imposing sales goals and part of the employee's job requirements. In response, U.S. Bank employees unlawfully access customers' credit reports and sensitive personal data to to apply for and open unauthorized accounts. U.S. Bank must make harmed customers whole and pay $37.5 million penalty. Now, that doesn't work the way you think it's going to work. So I will go over that in a little bit. For over a decade, U.S. Bank knew its employees were taking advantage of customers by misappropriating consumer data to create fictitious accounts. This actually happened about 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Wells Fargo over in California was doing it, but now all the banks are pretty much they've done it themselves. Now, I'm not sure exactly how they're doing it, but I'll tell you one thing: the you can bet your bottom dollar the payout that they're gonna settle for is gonna be a lot less than what they've gained. So they actually still make fiat and get to create those accounts and those fake lines of credit. And they get the little 37.5 million they're paying out is probably chump change compared to what they actually made in the grand scheme. And this is all because these banks are hurting right now. You're starting to see a lot of data breaches on a lot of different banks. Capital One just had a data breach. There's quite a few others as well. Equifax had a big data breach back in 2016. So like you're starting to see the dominoes fall over, man. And this is one of those things when businesses start doing stuff like this, that means they're desperate. So they're in trouble. U.S. Bank Nasdaq USB is a Minneapolis bank with over $559 billion in assets. Listen to that number: $559 billion in assets. That little 37.5 million, as an example, is nothing, making it the fifth largest bank in the U.S. It operates more than 2,800 banking branches across the nation. It offers and provides an array of financial products and services to consumers, including deposits, accounts, credit cards, and lines of credit primarily used by its customers for personal, family, or household purposes. The CFPB's investigation found specific evidence that revealed that U.S. banks were aware that sales pressure was leading to employees to open accounts without authorization, and the bank had inadequate procedures to prevent and detect these accounts. So they left a big hole open for stuff like this to happen. It's a gray area almost. It's very, very, very illegal, but it's a gray area because they don't have quote unquote the technology to detect if it's fraudulent. But on the same token, they know it's wrong, but it would benefit them if somebody did it. So somebody's gonna fall on the sword on this one. I'm pretty sure they'll land soft, and they'll still have an opportunity to get back with the company or have some kind of payout or something like that under the table. I promise you. But stuff like this, it doesn't get. They don't get punished for stuff like this, man. The ones who suffer are the people pretty much. U.S. Bank also implemented sales campaigns and incentive compensation program that financially rewarded employees for selling bank accounts. There it is. There it is. So your bonuses and your incentives and all that stuff like that they're supposed to get for opening a certain quota of bank accounts. The CEO or whoever it is that's supposed to pay out money to the underlings. You know what I mean? Their quarterly, big check or bonus check or quarterly whatever stipend, however they have it set up. A certain amount of bank accounts that are open depends on how much they get. So they want to meet that quota because they want the cheese. And they're not going to get that cheese if those accounts aren't open. So it's just people being desperate and greedy and at other people's expense. U.S. Bank's conduct hurt its consumers in the form of unwanted accounts, negative effects on their credit profiles, and the loss of control over personally identifiable information. Customers also had to waste time and energy closing unauthorized accounts and resolving consequences stemming from them, including seeking funds for improperly charged fees. The CFPB found that the U.S. bank violated the Consumer Financial Protection Act, of course, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, of course, the Truth in Lending Act, of course, and the Truth in Savings Act. Specifically, the U.S. bank was exploiting personal data without authorization. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, amongst other things, define the permissible use of credit reports, and users of credit reports may only request them if they have a permissible purpose. U.S. Bank used customers' credit reports without a permissible purpose and without its customers' permission to facilitate opening unauthorized credit cards and lines of credit. Next bullet. Opening accounts without consumer permission. U.S. Bank opened deposit accounts, credit cards, and lines of credit without permission. This included opening reserve and premier lines of credit, which carry high interest rates and expensive fees. Just imagine somebody tells you, all right, I need to you can borrow, you ask somebody to borrow $10 and they say, all right, cool. You can borrow $10, but I need it back by next week. And I need you to give me another 9 for loaning you. So now you owe me almost $20. And you would never agree to that because it's absolutely ridiculous. But if they're volunteering your information or your ends leaders information for that, you're gonna be seen as the surety for that debt. This is all fuckery. It's completely corrupt. This including opening reserved and premier lines of credit which carry high interest and expensive fees. This behavior violated the Consumer Financial Protection Act and the Truth in Lending Act. Failing to provide legally required consumer disclosures. The Truth in Savings Act requires banks to provide certain disclosures when opening new deposit accounts. U.S. Bank violated the law when its employees opened consumer deposit accounts without permission and in the process of doing so failed to provide the required disclosures. Now, here's the enforcement. Enforcement action. Under the Consumer Financial Protection Act, the CFPB has the authority to take action against institutions violating the consumer financial protection laws, including engaging in unfair, deceptive, or abusive acts or practices. The CFPB's order requires U.S. banks to pay a $37.5 million fine. U.S. banks will pay $37.5 million penalty to the CFPB, and the CFPB will deposit it into the CFPB's Victim Relief Fund. This fund provides compensation to consumers harmed by violations of federal consumer financial protection law. Now, my question is anybody going to jail over this? Absolutely not. Nobody's going to go to jail. You know why? Because they have that blanket protecting them. It's that corporate blanket that's going to absorb the hit. So the corporation's not going to, nobody's going to have to go to jail. They're just going to have to pay out a whole bunch of money, basically. But here's the thing about it, though. I'm about 90% sure the CFPB, being a corporation itself, is going to take a percentage of that money for themselves. So they're making money. The bank made money. They paid back 37.5, but they might have made $1 billion. You know what I mean? To all the underlings and stuff like that. And all that trickles upwards. You know how they work with back doors with the numbers and securities and the Federal Reserve Bank. They're making like billions off of this, and they're kicking back 37.5. So it's jumpstarting their economy too. Nobody goes to jail. CFPB makes a little bit of change off the 37.5 million. Whoever's in the leader seat of the CFPB is looked at as a hero for nailing the bank, quote unquote. The bank walks away with fucking $870 million on top of that. You know, it's politics, man. It's politics. All of this is politics. Forfeit and return of all unlawfully charged fees and costs to harm customers. U.S. Bank must develop a plan to remediate harm customers by returning all unlawfully charged fees, costs, plus interest. All right, so that's pretty much the gist of it. So if you want to read more about that, you can hop right on the CFPB website. But that is 100% identity theft. All right, 1,000% identity theft. And this is why I tell you guys. Well, I haven't said it. I don't say a lot of stuff about credit on here because I usually keep a lot of it for the private. So if somebody reaches out to me for the private, I'd be willing to help you out with straightening that. But yeah, this is what we're looking at, man. And this is how these companies play. You know, there's big chunks that get cut out to certain sectors and government agencies, and the pies get divvied up accordingly. Meanwhile, you might get, you know, if you can prove that your little fee or whatever like that was $150, your little $150 fee is nothing. They'll pay that out easy. Meanwhile, they walk away with like $860 million on top of what they stole. So that is the United States corporation for your ass. Homestead Farms, what's up, man? Oh, that smells Wargo. Yeah, how about that? That does smell. That smells Wargo. All right, that was what happened in Cali. There was a big thing about that in California. But yeah, I think that started the whole cycle, didn't it? It may have been happening before that, but I know it's more popular now. Like it's happening. All banks are doing it pretty much. They probably saw how Wells Fargo did it and say, "Yo, that's pretty smart. Let me partake." You know. And let's be real here, the social security number, the all caps name is their property any goddamn ways. You know, so that's the crazy thing about it. You know, the social security number is the government's. The all caps name is a creation of the United States corporation. All these underlings are basically underneath the umbrella of the United States corporation, too. Hey, there you have it, man. That's the Federal Reserve System for your ass. What up, Prof? What's good with you, man? No matter the charges, the bank will keep the bonds on every name open, and don't forget, closed accounts remain open for set off and charge offs. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, it's a clear W for them, and it's just a heavy inconvenience for everybody else. You know what I mean? And it's all on identity theft. But look, but let somebody be up in a damn in their mom's basement using a satellite to hack into somebody's stuff and use their stuff and get caught, and see what happens to them. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing, yo. It's as long as you got the money to pay out, nobody goes to jail. That's the crazy. If you're not using a social, if you're using like an EIN or something, you got the money to pay back. Nobody's really going to jail for shit like that. Big corporations anyway. But I promise you, nobody's getting hemmed up for that. They don't have the technology to pinpoint. So it's more than nonsense, man. It's more than nonsense. What's up, Jimmy? Good to see you here, man. So my question I pose to you guys is: I read online somebody said that they're supposed to pay out $1,000 per account to the quote unquote individual that was injured during the whole process. But $1,000, bro, that seems kind of ridiculous to me. 1,000? That's pathetic. You give somebody $1,000 for that mild, a heavy inconvenience or mild inconvenience, depending on how serious it got or when you caught it. You know what I mean? But yeah, the one lady says SunTrust had did her like that. There's another lady that said there was a company in Canada. I can't remember the bank again, what the bank's called. U.S. Bank was another one of them. Wells Fargo did it. I've heard Bank of America did it too. That's what I haven't seen it, but I've heard somebody say Bank of America actually did the same thing. All the banks are doing it. Once they realized the floodgates were open and they can get away with it, they was like, well, "Shit, let me partake in this fraud." All right, let's move on, shall we? All right. Now, I was trying to show you guys a whole lot of stuff, but for some reason, Instagram did not want me to share more than 5 windows, which is crazy. Let me see if this one popped up. Hold on. Nah, that never popped up. And that one disappeared. That's crazy because I had that on the screen. Nope, that's not working. Wow, that's crazy. None of these are working, which is wild because, wow. All right, this is the only one I got. I had 4 other windows that just came up blank. So I guess they don't want you to look at those. Let's go here then. So take a look at this right here. All right, so those of you who are paying attention, this actually happened in Florida. There's a sergeant grabbing another officer by the throat. Take a look at this.
By the time Sunrise Police Sergeant Christopher Police arrives at the squad car, the suspect is handcuffed and in the vehicle.
Look at me, you want to play games? You ever get disrespectful with my officers? I will remove your soul from your body.
That is when another officer intervenes and tugs at the sergeant's belt, removing the superior officer from the situation. But the sergeant lunges for the female officer's neck, his hands eventually falling toward her shoulders.
Never touch me again. Get the off.
The disturbing body camera footage led prosecutors in Florida to charge police last week with assault and battery on an officer.
All right, so you see how they starting to eat each other alive. Like, bro, you know what the crazy part about that was? The dude that was supposed to be the whole situation was bass backwards. First off, the dude that was in the car looked like he was just twitching, and he must have got some serious hands-on treatment because this dude was laying down. And then the other, that was supposed to be the superior officer, supposed to be the highest rank or whatever like that, and it's supposed to have the best composure, best knowledge on how to deal with the situation, was the most aggressive. And then out of all the police officers that were there, the only one to actually jump in and do something was the woman who had the most balls out of all the rest of them. And the other men were watching it happen. So you know how like a police officer does something to like a civilian or something like that, or even a U.S. citizen, and all the other police officers just sitting there watching, like, yo, y'all just gonna sit here and let this happen, and they just act like they don't hear you, because that's what they do. And this actually happened with a police officer doing this to another police officer. So it's like, yo, is this really what it is? You know? And some lady said in the chat, she was like, shit, if they doing that to each other, what chance do we have? I said, it's an awfully good point. Get your status corrected. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, right now, the way things are going, man, on this land, tensions are running high. You know, crap is expensive. I stopped by the dealership the other day. Matter of fact, just yesterday, just to see what they were talking about with getting a new whip. So I was thinking about grabbing something like a 2015 or something like that, you know, not something too fancy. And dude, tell me why the used cars are more than the new cars, man. Bruh, listen, I had a 2015 Subaru STI back in man, what was this? This must have been like, I want to say this was like 2019, right before the pandemic hit. This car was a 15 and I got a 19, but the car only had 13,000 miles on it. So I'm like, bad. Let me get that. I paid about I think I put like a grand down. And the car overall was only about 18,000. I was like, yo, this is a deal. The car only has 13,000 miles on it, and I'm only paying 18 bands. And keep in mind, this was a car that was brand new off the showroom floor. This car was 40 bands. I'm like, bet. Tell me why I go back up there yesterday. They had a white Subaru STI, same year. And I'm talking to the salesman. He's like, yo, I'll be honest with you, man. Now is not a good time to buy a car. The salesman told me this. He was like, I can put you in something if you really need it, but right now you're gonna pay more money for a car that has more miles on it. You know what I mean? So you're paying extra. Let me stop the screen. So you're basically paying extra for a car with way more miles. So like they said it was what the hell was this thing? It was a Mazda MPV or something. I hate Mazda. Mazda hasn't made a good product since the RX-7. Let's keep it a buck. All my car guys out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. The 1998, I think, or 99 Mazda RX-7 was the last Mazda they made that was worth putting your hands on. So he was like, yo, look, if you want this car, we can give you this car for like 11. I'm like, well, how many miles does it have? This thing. Now, I wasn't gonna buy it. I was just curious to what he was saying. Yo, this car had 136,000 miles. You're trying to sell me what the hell was that? A 2014 Mazda MPV with 136,000 miles on it for $11,000. You need to be paying somebody to take that junk off the lot. Like, don't insult me. You know what I mean? But dude, right now the economy is in the toilet right now, bro. And I'm sure you didn't need me to tell you that gas is stupid expensive. They're not even using. They're putting more ethanol in the gas. It's got less. What is that? Man, I'm brain dead. What is that? Um, why am I brain dead right now? It's got less octane. It's got less octane in it. That's why when you're pumping gas right now, you can't really smell gas anymore because they didn't water it down with ethanol. They put too much ethanol in the damn gasoline. The octane levels are lower. So if you got a turbo car or something like that, yo, keep your foot off that turbo because I don't trust the gasoline. If you got a supercharged car or a car with high horsepower or a high line car, be very careful, man. I'm telling you, because I'm telling you, there's something not right about that gasoline. You can just tell when you're pumping it and you don't even smell gas anymore. Back in the day when you putting gas in your car, the scent of gas was overwhelming. Like, God damn, this shit. You spill some on your shoe, like, damn, my whole car gonna smell like gas now. Now you something get on your shoe, it's like you don't even notice. Remember, you actually spilled it on your shoe. You know, it's insane. But whole situation is crazy. So I asked this dude about the STI. So he says, man, I was calling because he called me the other day. No, I told you guys a story a while back. The STI got totaled out front of my house. Drunk driver came over and hit the mofo and hit like 7 cars, sideswiped like 7 cars, came all the way down the hill and hit mine. Mine was on the side of the road, but mine took the brunt of the damage. He pushed the goddamn rear differential up inside, not up inside, but he pushed like the whole part where the rear differential was up in the back seat. So the car was fucked. It hit the damn curb, broke both of the rims. It hit an Audi A7 in front of it. It was a mess. So car was total. He did about the drunk driver did about $45,000 worth of damage, and the car was only worth about 22. But I was pissed because I liked that car a lot, dude. I was mad as fuck. I was mad about that. But I ended up making out a little bit, so it worked out. So he was like, yo, I was calling you last week because I was seeing if you wanted to sell your car. I was like, well, how much would that car be worth right now if I had, like, theoretically, the car probably only would have had 26,000 miles on it because I don't even put probably 10,000 on a year, so it probably would have been less than that. He was like, listen, if you'd have still had that car right now, the book value for that car is about 35,000. So you mean to tell me I bought that car for 18,000? If I'd have held on to that car until now, you know what I mean? That car would have been worth almost double of what I got it for. I was like, yo, this is crazy. This economy is all over the place. He was like, yeah, that white one over there, the 2015, the same year as yours, that car is selling for 40,000 miles. Excuse me, $40,000, and it's got 30,000 miles on it. I'm like, yo, this is so right now. If you're in the market to buy a car, man, now is if you can wait at least or hold out, don't. Now it's not a good time to buy. You're gonna get ripped off. Last thing you want to do is go in there and get a whip or whatever like that. Have it be a situation where next year you go to sell a damn thing and you upside down. So like you paid, let's say you paid 24,000, and next year the economy does something different. Now it's worth 14,000. So now if you go to sell it, guess what? You still owe 10 bands. Now you ain't trying to do that. So my advice to anybody out there, if it's a situation where you guys are looking to get a whip, look to get a used one, not from a dealership because they're gonna take advantage of you anyway. If you don't have the cash, try to save it up or just try to hold out for things to get a little better, man. Because shit is on the wall right now. I'm telling you. What's up, Prof? She didn't want that 242 charge that was coming. They're all supposed to intervene when unnecessary violations occur, but she's the only one that cared to pay attention and had the cojones to limit. Yeah, man, that's sad though, man. That's sad. That's sad. But you know how it goes. It's another gang. Only difference between them and the Bloods is they got an EIN. Octane, yes, sir. What's up, Albert Taylor? Good to see you here. But yeah, so the inflation is through the roof, man. The economy, the dollar is literally collapsing. They making up fake ass accounts. People trying to do whatever they got to do to survive. You know what I mean? Shit is on the wire right now. So hold your head. Make sure you try to take care of your own. I'm so irritated that a lot of these damn files did not come through that I tried to show you guys. All right, I got another one I want to show you. Hold on a sec. This one is now I don't know if we discussed this or not, but we're gonna talk about this. This is the ad that came on in New York that somebody had forwarded to me. I don't remember we talked about this. Maybe we did, but we need to talk about this again because this really bothered me. Take a look at this. All right, this is an ad for New York tap water. Look at this.
Hey, tap into good health. I never head out without my New York City tap water. Hot outside. I urge every New Yorker to drink up. Tap water is the
best. All right. So look at this. Contaminant is detected. Legal does not necessarily equal safe. Getting a passing grade from the federal government does not mean the water meets the latest health guidelines. Exactly. Legal limits for contaminants in the tap water have not been updated in almost 20 years. All right. The best way to ensure clean tap water is to keep pollution out of the source of the water in the first place. Not that I needed to tell you guys this. You guys pretty much already knew it. I can't read all that. It's too small. But some of it says chloroform, chromium is in it, bromoform, bromodichloromethane, I can't, it's too small. Dibromochloromethane, dichlorotic acid, haliotic acids, haliocetic acids, HAA9, whatever that is. Total triholomethanes, trichloritic acid. And that had 228. Some of this stuff I can't even read. The highest one it looks like was haliocetic acids, HAA9. That's what it looked like. So man, I don't know what none of this means, but I just know no thank you. They're literally telling people to drink the tap water. And they're not even telling you about this little nasty ingredient. Fluoride. Added to water to improve dental function. It is effective in preventing cavities at a federally approved level of 0.7 milligrams per liter. Bro, this feels like the Twilight Zone. I'm telling you. Like, yo, this is, I have never seen an ad telling you to drink tap water. Like, y'all are waking up too fast. Calcify your pineal gland as soon as possible. Yo, I swear if this was that movie, They Live, dude would have been having like spots all over his face with the bug eyes. That probably wasn't even a cup of water. That was probably goddamn vodka in that joint. Ain't no way he was drinking no tap water. You think they drink tap water? Hell no. I can promise you they don't drink no freaking tap water. Forget that. Magadon, what's good with you? What's up, man? Good to have you here. All right, let's continue. Tap water. We've never seen an ad here in Maryland to drink the tap water. It's an unspoken rule that you don't drink that crap. And it's not even just the water itself or what's at the plants. Let me show you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. So we're gonna take a look at what just actually. This is another reason I tell y'all to get yourselves a shower head filter. Don't even bathe in that crap, man. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't put it on your body. Don't put it on your toothbrush, bro. I'm gonna show you why. Take a look at this. This is what the inside of these pipes look like, yo. These are drinking water pipes. Look at these pipes. If y'all could see physically what your pipe actually looks like, you wouldn't even touch this mess. Yeah, it might be clear, but dude, hell no. Look at this. This is crazy. Look at that. Look at the middle one. Eesh. Oh man, that's crazy. But yeah, and this is the thing. I tell people all the time. I was having a conversation with somebody. I was like, man, you guys really seem to think Flint, Michigan was an isolated incident. The only reason Flint, Michigan actually came out is because somebody didn't get paid that hush money. I'm telling you, bro. This is a problem all over the place, and there's no way they will destroy the whole entire city to rip up these pipes to replace it with new ones. That problem was purposely put there, and it's not going to be fixed. There's no way they're going to fix that problem. Like, there's no way they're literally going to tear up all the pipes and replace them with new pipes. It's not going to happen. Forget it. So that's out the question. Any kind of tap water, bro, is out of the question, man. Facts. Don't even rinse your vegetables or your fruits off with that mess. Get yourself a filter. Get yourself a filter to put on there. Screw a filter on your shower head, and I have I think a 20 stage, maybe 20 or 13, something like I can't remember. I put it on almost a year ago. I actually did a live on that too, on the type of filter you can get. But look up some good filters, man. I would recommend at least a 15 stage filter, and try to get that bad boy on there and screw it on. And when you take a shower, make sure you get through that process, man, because you do not want to have to be putting that stuff all over your body. I mean, we've been doing it our whole lives, of course, but once you find out about something, the goal is to try to make it better and change it. Now, back when we was younger, shit, who didn't drink water out of the water hose when we were kids? I know I did. Me and all the people around. It's amazing that I'm not like a plant worker just taking all kinds of jabs and boosters and stuff like that. Because the stuff we used to get into back in the day, bro, was questionable. You know, we had heard back in the day you get saccharin for drinking out of the damn water hose. Fluoride doesn't help teeth when ingested. That was debunked in the 90s. Yeah, we know that, bro. Absolutely, you're right. You're 1,000% right about that. That fluoride is yeah. And just ask yourself a question: why do they want that in your mouth so bad? They even put it in the freaking toothpaste, the water. Like, what is so crucial about putting fluoride in? Have you ingested? And you start looking deeper into it. You start looking into the pineal gland. Which think so. What is that? Wolf, help me out with this one. Is it the colloidal silver and gold that cleanses your pineal gland, or is it the monatomic? I think it's the monatomic. I think the monatomic one is the one that cleanses your pineal gland. Speaking of which, I need to buy some more. I need to buy some more of that. But yeah, the monatomic gold, man, that stuff is great for you, bro. And just the gold. It helps repair your damaged DNA. Absolutely. Good poison Kool-Aid. He's wild. All those chemicals are transported with warning corrosive materials and dropped off in biosuits. Yeah, I actually had somebody tell me that too. They said the guy said he worked at the plant, and he was like the chemical that fluoride comes with, it had like the skull and bones on it. And he was like, why does it have a skull and bones on it if all we're going to do is ingest it or bathe in it later anyway? And supervisor was like, get back to work. Get back to work. You're thinking too hard. Just pour the shit in the water and keep it moving. You asking questions now. I have a pure filter in my kitchen sink and a bath shower head. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, man. No drinking, I see, for the wolf. Not that crap. And yeah, it's fact of the matter is a lot of the drinks and stuff like that that you buy from the store, they do have that fluoride and stuff like that in it, or even alcohols. But the trick is, if you don't completely obliterate it from your diet, you want to minimize it. So if you're drinking, let's say you drink on the weekends or whatever like that, and then you're bathing in the crap, and then you're putting it in your mouth when you brush your teeth. You know what I mean? You're washing your food off with it. You're getting bombarded with it. Boom, boom, boom. But if you cut a lot of that out, you can minimize some of the damage. You know what I mean? Or you can just completely scale back and don't do any of it. Do that too. Nestle adds fluoride to every liquid product it sells. Be careful with your bottled water. Yeah, I don't mess with bottled water. I told y'all, man. Go to findaspring.com and get yourself water. I haven't drank bottled water, man, and I haven't drank bottled water since last year, matter of fact. Like the plastic tastes disgusting. Once you start drinking out of like glass containers or copper tastes disgusting, but it is better for you than freaking plastic or silver. I've never drank out of gold, though I would love to, but I'm not rich, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, as far as that goes, man, the water, like when you start drinking the spring water, dude, like it's unparalleled, man. It literally is unparalleled. I've never had water that good before. It's off the chain, you know. It's great stuff. I highly recommend it to anybody. If you can find a spring near your area, man, go fill up. Grab some glass containers and go fill up, man. Real. I highly recommend that. Monatomic clears it out. Got you. Okay. And helps decalcify your pineal gland. What's up, Cash? Good to have you here, man. And yes, it does, 100%. They use fluoride as it does strengthen teeth, but it makes them brittle. Then it replaces calcium and can lead to that word. Yep. Yes, sir. Makes your teeth brittle. That's crazy. Structured water is what we need, man. I say water from the earth is what we need, man. I mean, think about it, bro. Back when we were we roamed the land before any of this United States stuff started, Turtle Island. And that's what we were drinking. It was either the rainwater, which wasn't all chemtrailed up, or it was a spring. You're drinking water out the spring, either or. When that water runs down the mountains and stuff like that, the rocks will purify it. The rocks will cleanse it out. It goes through a natural process. That's why it tastes so clean and crisp, man. It's good stuff. I really want to get out to what is that? The hot springs. That's what I really want to do. But these sinister bastards that monetize all the hot springs. You can't even go to a hot spring just to enjoy yourself without paying fiat. But yeah, I talked to somebody about the Kangen. Albert Taylor, I see what you're talking about there. I actually know a guy that doesn't live too far from here that has the Kangen. I said, dude, if it's ever a situation with my water, man, I'm gonna come holler at you. He's got that Kangen, a $5,000 Kangen. Facts. Kangen is what you want, man. They got other ones too. We talked about the water situation before though, but you can spend good money on water filters if you want. There's also a byproduct of the industrial process. So they found a way to get rid of the lab discovered it in small amounts in short term has minimal effect. Add 20 years worth. Yep. Facts. Facts. That's true. I was looking into Operation High Jump earlier, man. I was looking into that, man, with the what's his name? Admiral Byrd. Yeah. I was looking into Operation High Jump. You mentioning, that guy right there actually is what sparked my memory about that. H3O2, yes, sir. I mean, yeah, again, structured water is dope. You know what I mean? 100%. I've even heard about the what is that? Uh what is that water called? Reverse osmosis. I've actually heard that was pretty good too, but I prefer the spring water from the earth. But to each his own. You got to go to Yusha Village for hot springs. Really? Where is that at? Just remineralize your teeth. Simple. Hey, how you do that, man? Let me know how you do that. Put me down with that, Jimmy. Fluoride is the number one runoff chemical for farming. Yep. Yeah, hot spring with minerals and sulfur bubbling up from ancient times. I've been searching for the best water around. Let me tell you something, bro. I would love to go on an all nationals retreat where we all go in like hot springs and just relax and talk about stuff, man. Because it actually helps your skin out too. Your skin is the biggest organ on your body, of course. So with that said, your skin could stand to benefit from it too. But yeah, it'd be nice. But they've monetized all the hot springs, man. So it's a business. They buy the land all around the hot spring and sell you tickets to get in. Cure Tooth Decay book. Good stuff. Oh, really? Who what's the author of that book? Let me get the author. Let me get the author on that, man. That's Dr. Sebi's village. Really? Usha village. Let's look that up, man. Let's see what that's all about. "7 days in Usha village, a conversation with Dr. Sebi." Yeah, they got him up out of there, bro. He started putting people on. It's crazy. People forgot about what he was talking about, though, man, because he could not be around what a pandemic was about to hit. It was just a conflict of interest. They had to get him up out the paint in order to usher that pandemic in, because people were starting to listen to him. That's the crazy thing. You know, all the talking we do and people just brush it off. People were starting to listen. Yeah, this is nice. Wow, got some nice resorts out there too. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Cash. I'm looking at it now. Hold on, let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. Usha Village. Look at this. Wow. He's got a book called 7 Days in Usha Village. Usha Village, a conversation with Dr. Sebi. Man, bruh. And this what they ate. Fruits. I'm telling you, dude, like I started rocking out with the honey and the berries for breakfast. I get a natural boost of energy. I don't need no coffee. I don't need any energy drinks. None of that stuff, man. You get some raw honey, a lot of raw honey, and you pour it over some blueberries with some strawberries, man, and you dip the strawberries inside the honey, and then you eat the blueberries drenched in the honey, and then drink the juice afterwards, man. You get a natural boost of energy. Really good for your digestive system too, and it helps you get throughout the day. You know, that's good stuff. 100%. That's what I started. I started doing that about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and I've been feeling great ever since, man. It's good stuff. I got to look into that, man. But that's dope. Yeah, he was on to something. He had some bars. Dr. Sebi had some bars. That's Dr. Sebi's village. Okay, bet. I'm on it, man. What up, Duval? What's good with you? Bro, look into the Great Awakening map. You got to use the Brave browser. Yeah. I got that on here on this computer, but dude, I rock with the Brave on my device. You know what I mean? I don't even use the Google joint. Great Awakening map. Let's see. I'm about to look into that now, man. Yeah, they're not gonna show you that on Google, I'm sure. Like, why would they show you that? Why you need to know that? Ah, man. Great Awakening map. Wow. Okay, that's the first thing that popped up. I'm going to view the map now. There's a lot of. Oh yeah, I've seen this. Sheesh. Yeah, this is very complicated. This is very complicated. There's a I need to look at this because I've actually seen this before, but I never actually took the time to read every single thing. It's got a wow. That's interesting. But yeah, there's a whole lot to this. But it's basically everything had to be in order to trigger a great awakening. Is what it's basically saying. But I'm gonna get down with it and find out exactly what all of these things say. This is convoluted though. It's a lot. I need to download this. I'm gonna download this joint. But that's interesting, man. There's a product from oysters that can do major stuff to teeth. Message me later. I'll add it if you want. All right, got you. Remind me, man, because I forget. The village still running though. Is it taking over though, or because they took him out, and I heard they co-opted his business too that his kids were running. Fellow Yakai, awaken when you can. Fellow Yakai awakened. Remedial Nigel cure tooth decay. Remedial Nigel, okay. Remedial Nigel. This book's literally for every single ailment out there that you don't have to go right through the government system. You know what I mean? The pharmacy system. No doubt, I got you. I'm gonna take a look at that though. Take my time with it. Do you know about cell salts? Nah, break me on with the cell salts, Duval. Put me down, man. What's that all about? Put me on with the cell salts, fam. Educate me. I'm here to learn too. Educate me. What's up with the cell salts? That sounds interesting. But yeah, I need to look into that chart. That chart is very, very in depth, man. It had the QAnon, the Trump thing in there. It had Saturn. Dude, it was a lot. The moon, everything was like in a big chart. And it's telling you everything that happened around the same time in order to trigger the Great Awakening. For every illness, there's a herbal cure. I would go as far as to say a lot of these ailments and things like that are plaguing the people the most are literally available probably right outside their house. Like the dandelion tea thing. That blew my mind when I found out the dandelion tea situation was good for your heart condition. And then you got a Roundup was actually making a chemical that would kill the dandelions, calling it a weed and saying it would drain the crap out of your plants and stuff like that, not telling you that it was actually good for your heart. You know what I mean? That's absurd. And then the same company that made the Roundup actually sponsored the heart medicine. It's a dirty game, man. But they taking advantage of people's ignorance. 12 main salts your body needs. Each salt corresponds to a horoscope. What can I read about that, Duval? What can I read about that? That sounds interesting. I'm telling you, dude, the further I get into all this knowledge, man, all things are connected. Everything is connected. Like, it's insane how many things I've discovered that coincide with another, from the horoscope, the religion, you know what I mean? Numbers, politics. It was just a whole lot of connections that were made when you start to really put the pieces together. It's insane. It'll have you up there with the big board with the text with the pieces of yarn connected to the pictures, and you trying to explain to everybody everything that's happening. What up, fam? What's going on with you? 12 cell salts. See, I need to get with that, man. I need to get with that. But yeah, they said salts are one of the most important things. I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast a while back. This was probably about 4 years ago, and he was saying that what he was saying was made sense because he was saying that before Olympic athletes go to compete, they have to make sure that salt level is right in their body. So like before they do any type of activity, they have to take special types of salt additives and stuff like that in order to make sure all of their salts is right, because the level that they're performing at, their body needs all that. So he was like, yo, the whole thing with high blood pressure from salts is a myth. He was like, if that were the case, a lot of these Olympic athletes, the way they train and stuff like that, and these salts they take, they would drop dead from all the amount of salts that they have to have in their body. But he was like, yo, it's basically, big pharma doing this, that, and the third, which is, it could be possible. It could be possible. I'm not sure if that scale is comparable to that degree, but I'd be willing to say that a lot of shit they're telling you is dangerous is not the whole story. Santos Bonici. Okay. I think that's how he spells his last name. I got you. I'm gonna look into that too. I just made a note of it. 12 cell salts. Dandelions add calcium to the soil. Aluminum particles cause calcium deficiency in the soil. How about that? How about that? Right. How about that, man? That's crazy. It's a war in nature, bro. It's a war in nature, man. That's what it is. He talks about many things, but the cell salts is pretty interesting. Okay. Ormus. Yeah, we know about the Ormus. Ormus is fire, though, 100%. Nearly all of the ailments are due to eating hollow food or food grown in depleted soil, drinking water with no natural minerals, and ingesting oil-based chemicals and food dyes or exposure. You know what's interesting? Carnival MD was talking about the seed oils and stuff like that. He was saying, yo, them seed oils are the reason why a lot of ailments people have actually show up. If you look in the back of anything in the grocery store, it either has seed. He was saying seed oils or something. There was something else he was talking about too. But the main thing he's been hammering on is the seed oils. That's what he was talking about. He was like, that's the stuff that really causes you problems. And this dude's a European looking dude, and he's always out in the sun. He was like, yo, I don't take no kind of sunscreen, or I don't put any reducer on to limit the sun rays. I don't do any of that. He's the only thing I do is just stay with a main diet of fruit, meat, what do you say? Fruit, meat, honeys, and organs. Those four things is basically all he does. And he said dairy too. Goat's milk is what he drinks. And he was like, he don't do none of that seed oils, and he stays out in the sun all day. He never gets sunburned. He's real dark. I was like, what? Muscular too. But I mean, this dude lives in, I think, some nice ass beach with a beach house. Like, yo, if we all can live like that, sir, you know what I mean, and eat that way and work out all day and be in the sun and play in the damn ocean, we would be good, because that's how we were supposed to be rocking. But we all ain't got that kind of cheese right now to do so. But shout out to my man though. Your body lacks salts of the corresponding horoscope. That's interesting. I gotta look into that. For when you were in your mom's womb. That's deep. If you're not taking a 1-a-day multivitamin, natural vitamin high, ORAC, you're not in the game. How do y'all feel about those vitamins though, man? Because I've heard even the vitamins are not as authentic as they should be. I've heard the best thing for you is going to be what you eat. I have heard some people say that they like some of the vitamins and stuff like that, but I've heard some of the vitamins you're getting aren't even they aren't like on the back of the container or whatever. It's not an accurate reading of what's actually in the vitamin itself. That would be a tangy tangerine at 3.0, 160K ORAC value. So you saying a tangerine? Hold on. So you're saying one tangerine could replace a multivitamin? Is that what you're saying, Jimmy? That's interesting, because I'll go grab some tangerines for the produce market too. Add that to my breakfast. Throw that bad boy in there in the bowl too. It's the refined table salt that's dangerous, Celtic or Himalayan. I love Himalayan salt too. Salt still had the minerals. It's not as dangerous, but very needed to the body. It's not dangerous, but very needed by the body. Okay, got you. Yeah, I like Himalayan. Himalayan salt's dope, man. It's like got a pink hue to it. But yeah, Himalayan salt is fire. I like that. I don't like the granulated salt, the white salt, that stuff. Not a big fan of that. I stopped eating that a while ago. I make my own compounds. Fire. That's a carnivore. Yeah, carnivore 2.0. Yeah, I like that dude. I don't use any suntan lotion either. Nice. Okay, you don't get sunburned at all, huh? That's nice. Now, he was saying it was mainly because of the oils in your skin. It damages your cells, and when you go out in the sun, it has a bad reaction, and that's why you get burned. Which when that makes perfect sense to me. I look up Wilhelm Heinrich. Jeez, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. You know what? I'm feeling adventurous. Schubler and his work in the cell salts. Okay. Wilhelm Heinrich Schubler, man. Y'all teaching me tonight. I'm going to have to keep this pen out. Absolutely. I love it, though. All right, cool. Note taken. I'm going to look into that with salts. We'll look into that. Ormus is the 12 cell mineral salts as balances all 12. Y'all giving some good advice tonight. Longevity multivitamin is the Tandy Tangerine 2.0, 3.0, has 160K ORAC value. This is what I take. About 15 other things. You take 15 different pills a day, man. Why not just throw them all in a blender and drink it? Like, that's what I would do. I would make a smoothie and just throw them all in the blender and just drink. Because I ain't got time to be taking pills left and right. When I get on the clock, I got to keep it moving. So I just throw it all in a blender, man, and drink a big smoothie with the fruits and all it and the honey all in there. Just absorb all of it and keep rocking out throughout the day. Ever heard of Soul Water A6? No, I haven't heard of Soul Water at all. I have not. So I'm saying we're only to eat fruit because it's too only food. I'm having a seizure trying to read this. I'm sorry. Let me start over. Maybe it's me. Some saying we are to only eat fruit because it's, I guess that's supposed to be the only food that doesn't involve death. Okay. True. That's some fire there. Looking to sell food. Sell food. Telling you, man, diet is what a lot of this stuff is the stem of everything, man. I swear to you. Listen. And we're gonna talk about the whole Donkey Kong pox too. We're gonna talk about that because an interesting thing I saw early and I've been seeing all week is that people in New York are terrified. And it's crazy because you know what I'm also seeing too? A lot of these people who are supposed to be truthers and a lot of these celebrities that are supposed to be standing up for truth, they're not doing their job. And the reason I say that is because when they come out to speak about the Donkey Kong pox, man, a lot of these dudes is basically saying, "Oh, it's because you know, I gotta watch my language here. It's because of man on man. It's because of man doing stuff with man. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Y'all know what I mean, but I can't say the word because I'll get pulled. But yeah, it's because men are with men. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen to us because we're with the women, but they're with the men. So that's nah, bro. Listen. All right. And I'm gonna show y'all this video real quick so y'all can see what I'm talking about and we can all be on the same page. But this is not gonna be one of them things I'm just gonna let slide because nah, too many people have short memories, and these people are supposed to be truthers, which leads me to believe, are they actually the ones who are thinking for themselves, or are they just following what somebody else is telling them? Because the fact that the CDC was able to tell these people that that's what happened and it was because of some man activities is just ridiculous. Let me show you guys this, right? And they said it was transmitted through SECKS. That's what they said it was transmitted through. Man, where is this video at? Where is the video with the lady? This is crazy. They're not. I can't find the video on YouTube. They're trying to hide it. Where is it? 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 All right, I'm gonna just share this one then. I'm gonna share this one then. All right. Now, I'm going out on a limb by sharing this video because I already know what time they on. I already know what the agenda is. So I gotta get this out there though. Y'all gotta see this. All right. Here we go. I got y'all. All right, take a look at this. So New York is talking about it's a state of emergency over at the Donkey Kong. All right, look at this.
Monkeypox on the rise this morning with more than 5,000 cases nationwide. Both New York City and the state now declaring monkeypox a health emergency. Here's ABC's Phil Lipoff.
This morning, New York City joining New York State and San Francisco in declaring a public health emergency amid rising monkeypox cases. The New York City Department of Health reporting about 150,000 New Yorkers are currently at risk of exposure in the city, now the epicenter of the outbreak. The CDC saying there's evidence showing children younger than 8 and people with uncontrolled HIV may develop more severe illness if infected. Health officials for now finding cases concentrated among men who have sex with other men, but cases are spreading beyond this group.
With any disease outbreak.
And that's what I got a problem with. They literally heard this shit on the news and they just accepted it because it doesn't affect them. That's the problem I got. That is the problem I had. And it wasn't just a few. No, it's almost everybody I looked at in the comment section within the exception of maybe 4 people. Everybody was talking about, oh, it's the man action. It's the man action. Listen, bro. There was 9 pages of side effects. Do y'all memories expand only to 2 months ago? Did you forget what we were going against all 2020 and 2021? Did you completely forget everything we've already had to deal with? Because it seems like your memory has just disappeared. Your memory is gone. That's why you're saying this out of your mouth. It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. And I don't, I'm not as much surprised that this is coming out of the mouths of the people who accepted the poke. I'm not surprised about that because at this point we know they'll go for anything. So they're basically casualties of war at this point. They lab rats. I'm talking about the people that supposed to know better. If you've been standing up and being anti-mask and all this other stuff, and you ain't trying to go for that crap, and you out there saying man action, you a goddamn idiot, and you need to recalibrate and reevaluate because you're clearly not comprehending what's happening here. What's basically happening is they use one thing to trigger other things, and they're going to keep riding that wave. And they're going to keep riding the wave. Every time there's another poke that comes out and they take it, it's going to be something else. This is all controlled, man. And people are like, oh, don't let her get on the train, this, that, and the third. Listen, bro, this shit is from what somebody did to their own bodies. Am I sure that this is not something that can be rubbed off on you when you touch somebody else? Probably not. I don't have any proof of that, but I do know for a fact there was 9 pages of side effects, and that was one of them. That was one of them. Like, people memories retarded short. Like, y'all forget fast. You know what I mean? And I'm somebody who likes to study history, so I didn't forget nothing. This is literally what we've been dealing with for like the last 2 years. Y'all just forgot all of a sudden. Y'all get a little bit of the mask come off, and they tell y'all ain't got to put masks on planes no more, and y'all think y'all won. Y'all ain't win nothing because y'all memories is so short. Y'all gonna end up taking another goddamn L just because you thought the W was permanent. Stay focused.
Break, there is often a specific demographic, but based on the way the infection transmits, anyone is theoretically at risk.
New Yorker Mark Hall, a nurse practitioner, fell ill last month.
I really started to get sick with flu-like symptoms, feeling very feverish, chills, sweats, headache, extremely fatigued.
And they went on to say that NY was supposed to be the main focal point of where this Donkey Kong is coming from. But let's be honest here. How many liberals are actually in New York City? Like, a majority of them liberals is on board with that. They've been triple, quadruple poked. You feel me? So, yeah, of course.
It's really swollen glands, and then started to get some more lesions on my body and on my arms and on my legs.
Yet monkeypox is not considered a sexually transmitted disease. It's spread primarily through skin-to-skin contact, including sexual or any close contact.
And just to be on the safe side, like we've been saying over the last year, y'all, if y'all are against that type of thing, y'all shouldn't even be putting your lips, hands, or any other body part in or on anybody who took that poke. That whole entire category of people is off the market for dating or any other activities, if that's how you feel about it.
Individuals who are in an at-risk community or who have come in contact with others who have symptoms of monkeypox are encouraged to go get a vaccine. But right now, we are seeing long lines in order to get the vaccine.
And they got another poke. And they got another poke for the thing that was caused by the poke. You come get poked again with some more crap. We don't know what's in it. The mystery bag. Come get another poke. Hopefully, hopefully nothing happens with this one. And next year it's going to be the wing pox. These motherfuckers is growing wings like Archangel Gabriel or some crap like that or something. You know what I mean? Like, they're growing. It's going to be the extra leg pox. Like, come get this other poke to cure the extra leg pox. Something else.
California is no exception. Some waiting for hours. The FDA approving the release of more than 700,000 more doses of the monkeypox vaccine. The White House saying 340,000 have already been administered. On the heels of the World Health Organization declaring monkeypox.
All right, so I think we get the point there, but yeah, this whole thing is starting to turn into it's just a snowball, and they counting on people to be distracted, their memories not to be that long, short-term memories. Let it be a situation where you going through so much on the day-to-day, you worried about the gas and you worried about how expensive stuff is and where your next paycheck's gonna come from, getting a job, all that stuff that you don't remember 2021. You completely forget about 2021. And 2021 was the year where it was basically the J versus the unjade. You know what I mean? That's what it was. But it's insane to me to watch the people that know better, supposed to know better, not calling this out. Like, yo, are y'all employed or something? Or what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Because we already knew you had to sign a damn waiver to even take it. You literally had to sign a waiver to take that thing, basically stating that the hospital, the nurses, the doctors, everybody on that side was completely indemnified. You had to pretty much waive all abilities to any rights. You had to waive your rights pretty much. You had to waive your freaking rights in order to take that. And then on top of that, let's not even talk about jurisdiction, because once you alter your DNA, which we talked about that case, once you alter your DNA, you become property of them. Once you change your DNA to them, you've chosen man over nature, over God, whatever you want to call it. You've chosen it over that. So now at that point, they got full jurisdiction over everything you say, do, think, and pretend to understand. They got jurisdiction over all of that. You are a person at this point, literally. You're a legal fiction if you took that crap. All right, let's get back to this. Did you see the photo of the orbs of light that was over the ocean? No, I've seen plenty of videos like that, though, but I haven't seen the recent ones. What up, Keith? Sunblood. What up, Sunblood? What's that mean? Athletic Green One is the best health drink product on the market. Athletic Green One, huh? They say it's in the meat or from the jab. Nah, I don't think it's that simple, bro. Like to listen, if you look at there's one video I wish I could have showed you guys, but there was actually blackheads coming out of this lady's skin. And she was real dark, but she literally had blackheads protruding from her skin, bro. And the thing about it is your body's trying to push that crap out through the skin. The crap that's in your body's trying to expel through the skin. For some reason, it can't push it out through the digestive system. It can't push it out through the mouth. It's trying to literally push it out through the skin because there's nowhere else to get the shit out. Your body's freaking out. That's what's happening. It pisses me off when people are so concerned about their health now and they just putting that shit in their body in the first place. Diet and appreciation. Yes, sir. At this point, people got to have a certain type of eyes to see through all that bullshit. Hey, man, and I'm done arguing with people. I'll probably put what I usually do now, if I'm on a post and I see something like that, I'll just scroll down. I'll look at how, first off, I'm never surprised at how many people are stupid because let's be honest, we know the majority of people are not fully functional at this point. We know this. Man, we learned this in 2020. But at this point, I basically just scroll down and see who else is like-minded, and I try to reach out to them, man, because it ain't no talking to them other people, man. It ain't no talking to them. But I was disappointed at how many people are actually supposed to be truthers and supposed to be out here trying to find out what's really happening and was literally saying, man. All right, yo, whatever. I mean, look, say what you want about the other groups of people. You say whatever you want. But let's be honest here. It ain't that simple. This is not that simple. It's not that simple. And trying to take the easy way out is not going to be the move here. And that's what it is. Man, oh man, that's the same lie. Yep, that's another thing. And you know what's crazy? That's how that started too. That's how that started. And watch it become. It's going to turn into. It was man. Now it's going to be the download dudes that's bringing it over. It's the same thing, bro. It's literally the same thing. It literally is the same freaking thing. It's the same thing. What did the same thing did with polio too, or something like that? They said it was a man thing. You know what I mean? Killing me, bro, because this shit has already happened before multiple times. Like y'all are stupid as shit. It literally already happened multiple times before. They're following the same script. But we're conspiracy theorists though, right? We're the ones who are too paranoid. And all we did was look at history. You look at history, you're paranoid apparently. Hey. And this is why they got short memories. That's why. History is non-existent to them. How long ago they said among Mpox Simpsons was going to be a problem. Wait, how they know it before it was a problem, and yet all these other viruses don't matter. They add up to but you know what the thing is, Wolf, bro? Like, yo, let's be honest, man. The reason why that stuff is on, because I used to wonder why it was on The Simpsons. Reason why it's on The Simpsons is because it's a plan. It's a plan. It's an obvious plan, and like it's at the point now where we can predict what's going to happen without having to watch The Simpsons anymore. I already know what's gonna happen. I already know. Like, it's obvious. Like, oh, did you really think you was just going to take the jab and just have to go on about everything was going to be okay? Now you can't tell the difference between who took it and who didn't? No, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. You in for a hell of a fucking ride because they're going to blame everything on something else. Attention span of a goldfish. Yep. And we don't forget. We get elephant memories over here. But let's focus on the one thing they promoted. Yep. Stay focused. I ain't met one person with it yet, and I'm in Cali. Listen, bro, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. You're gonna start seeing it, all right. And the reason why you're gonna start seeing it, it might even be a situation where they turn on some of them towers or something like that, and it's a reaction. I don't know, but I know one thing: this shit is already in people now. It's already in people, and it's doing this thing. It probably was a time frame. You know, certain people took pokes at certain time. Not everybody took it at the same time. There's waves. And you slowly gonna start to see that happening. And don't forget, people still getting boosted up too. Don't forget about that also. So people still putting crap in their bodies. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers that had goddamn the jab and then 3 boosts. You know what I mean? What can you say to somebody that you can't say nothing to them? And then I even heard a few people in the in the comment section was like, yo, I asked my 2 of my coworkers got it. I asked them if they took the J, and they refused to answer. Of course, they didn't answer because it was never about facts. It was about wanting to be right and being afraid. That's what it was about. It went from being what actually is safe and what's actually a good idea to do, and then it turned into listen, we just want to be right. It turned into a cult gang. You know, I had one dude in my jujitsu class, goddamn prick. I had this guy in my jujitsu class, and he was pro mask and pro jab and all this stuff like that. And this motherfucker, bro, he literally was. It was crazy because we was like on 2 opposite sides of the spectrum. I was pro freedom, and he was pro, everything else, everything but freedom. He was like, "Oh, we all need to do our part." Blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm doing my part by not bending over. That's my part. I'm doing my part by doing the fact that you're even able to make that decision right now is because people in history have done what I'm doing right now. You feel me? So, dude, literally, he literally just started like a whole like cult of like 7 people in the class that wouldn't roll with nobody else. They just roll with each other, and it was super weird, dude. It was super freaking weird. But he was one of them people, man, and too bad we won't get to see the effects of what's going on because I know he took all that stuff, but it's people like that, bro. It becomes a cult at that point. People literally stopped coming to class when he left. People didn't want to train anymore because he was gone. And now the whole school is training like regular. Nobody's doing any of that crap, and everybody's just rocking out how they rock out. You know what I mean? So what do you say to that, bro? What do you say to that? You can't say nothing. You just gotta let people rock out. The MP poke is almost 10 years old. They kind of know most of the side effects. The MP, oh yeah, the poke. So you think that all right, so you're saying that the little the joint they got to counter the effect, they already know what it is. That's what you're saying? I mean, that still doesn't change the fact that that mystery concoction they put in. Who knows, dude? They might have put a mystery concoction in their body that reacts differently to the damn poke to the Donkey Kong. You might, dude. You know what I mean? You just don't know. You have no idea, bro. You have no idea, man. How they have so many ready to go Curious George. Yeah, right. Like, listen, bro. If you think, and I'm gonna go as far as to say that jab that they created, man, that shit's probably old as fuck too. Dude, listen, man. This whole plan, bro, this shit is nothing these people do is on a whim. And for you to believe something like that is just utterly ridiculous. Nothing these people do is on a whim. People, these whatever the hell they are do is on a whim. It's not on a whim. This stuff is all pre-planned well in advance. They probably had this shit finished in the 70s. The plan was probably goddamn designed in the 90s, maybe the 80s or something, No way, bro. No way. 30 watching, 30 likes. Yep, hit me up with the likes. We got 30 people watching. If everybody can hit the like button, that'd be excellent. Y'all know how we do, man. I appreciate that. Hit that like button for me. Get that algorithm going. Share the video to some of your friends who you talk to about this stuff, man. I know I see a few new faces in here. Share the video, man. Share the video with people who talk about stuff like this so we can come in here on Sundays and have this conversation, because we can't have this conversation during the week. We know why, because when we plugged in the matrix and running around, you know what I mean? You can't talk to agents about non-agent business. Feel me? So that's what it is. Legal lab rats. Yep. I believe T Jen I met on the go on Instagram, I think. We were talking about something, and I was like, man, I appreciate if you come over here to my channel. And he been on here ever since, man. Shout out to Den T Jen. Farmaki promoting the jurisdiction of thy vessel in this transhumanistic age. California is waiting in lines. Dude, it's not a game out there, bro. They on some shit. And we got a little small win with the Supreme Court situation, with the arms and all that stuff. We got a little win with that. And now the Patriots are acting like they can kick their feet up. Motherfucker, no. You took a W. You didn't take the W. You took a W. Keep it moving. Still work to be done, man. We still got to keep this a free goddamn country as long as we can. Grace, praise, and gratitude. Rainwater, what's up? Good to have you here. In the original Batman, the Joker released toxins that only activated by combination of chemicals nearly untraceable. Yes. I can't say that. I can't signal. I can't say that instead of activated. Or another combo. This is what I'm telling y'all. Like, yo, these plans have literally been around forever. This is not news, man. All this stuff is old. Not saying it doesn't have latent stuff in it. They've just had it for a while. I agreed. About all the floods. I mean, dude, listen. The way the weather has been recently, man, all this stuff is all of a reaction to, the CERN they were messing with, man. The fact that our consciousness is shifting, which affects the weather, by the way. I go as far as to say our consciousness shifting also affects the weather. The reason why they want to create those, anything they create, they wanted to basically emulate what we can do. They don't want us to basically wake up and get our full potential with stuff like that. So, the reason why they create these devices and these electromagnetic waves, which basically, shape and control clouds in the future, and control the weather and stuff like that. All right, so for instance, you know how Storm on X-Men has the ability to create whatever weather she thinks about in her mind? Dude, it literally is goddamn near the same thing. And how about this? Storm is melanated. As a thought. But as far as this whole situation goes, anything that they can create, they're trying to base it off stuff we can do. They just don't want us to know we can do it. But I think it has to be a collective, though, man. I think it's got to be a collective, honestly. I think it's got to be a collective of we're all on the same page and we're thinking collectively, we're able to manipulate it to do certain things. And the mind is powerful, man. They don't want you to know how powerful it is. That's why they keep bombarding you with chemicals and putting crap and fluoride in your food. They don't want you to know any of that stuff. What's your thought about the 3 orbs seen over those? That you're the second person to ask me that. Somebody send me that video. Email me that video. We're gonna talk about that tonight. Email me the video. I want to see that. It must be a hell of a video though, because that's the second person to ask me about that. I remember hearing something about the 2-part V that ends up like glue when combined. It was just heard out there. Now we got the worm. Like, yeah, I didn't hear about the glue thing, but I heard about they can't pump the blood out of those victims because it jams their machine up and destroys their machine. Like you could pump out the fluids of a cadaver, and basically for the whole process of the viewing and all that stuff. But you can't do that anymore with them. They said you can't do that with them. It just destroys the machine. The machine can't function. It's too hard to suck this stuff out. The contents of the cadaver out. They may be flooding them DUMS tunnels out. Maybe I don't know, man. At this point, I don't know, dude. I can't say, man. I tell you what, if that's what's happening, it's not going to be them doing it. It's going to be the Most High doing that, putting them in line or putting them in check. And it ain't going to be them doing it because that's where they're going to run. That's why they got that whole, man. I looked in, they got a California. Matter of fact, is it a Colorado or California? They got a whole base inside of a giant mountain. It's got highways, it's got parking spaces, it's got traffic lights, rooms, dormitories. It's got everything inside of a freaking mountain. You just ask yourself a question. Where the hell did we get the technology to do that? We didn't. We didn't. We didn't get that technology. We don't have that technology. That technology came from somewhere else. Even the ones underneath the ground, like them giant tunnels and stuff they got, bro. Remember on Ninja Turtles, how Dimension, not even Dimension X, how they were underneath the ground and the Technodrome was underneath like a giant cave, but the Technodrome had a giant drill on it and it would basically drill through. And Dimension X was where the Technodrome came from. Come on, man. They've been telling us this shit since elementary school. They've been telling you exactly what's happening. There's lots of underground bases and stuff like that, underground tunnels, and they're built by these otherworldly technologies, other dimensional technologies. But I don't think they would flood the, I don't think they would flood them out. I mean, it's too much use. But if they are getting flooded out, it's from the Most High putting a smackdown on them. Every thought causes a light dispersion. This entire reality is light waves moving at different speeds. That's why we separate our thoughts. Exactly. And that's why I be telling people, like, when you control the way you think and you think more positive and you don't always manifest something, you know what I mean? You literally can shape your reality. And it's as simple as the way you think. That's why a lot of times I'll tell people who are in situations, they ask me for advice. I'll be like, yo, the first thing you got to do is get your mind right. That's the first thing you got to do. If you're in a situation and you having problems, first thing you got to do is get your mind right. Like if you got your mind all messed up, nothing you're gonna do is gonna work. Nothing. You got to get your mind right first, and then you can start coming up with solutions or looking at the problem and learning how to tackle it, or start with small steps first. You got to correct your mindset. But yeah, the mindset is everything, man. It shapes your reality, like he said. I mean, reality is literally an illusion, basically, and you control that illusion. You can look at the what is that movie? The Doctor Strange movie. We know it was crap, but the Doctor Strange movie is literally telling you when you go to sleep and you dream, those are other dimensions and stuff like that. They exist. They're all in your mind. Your mind is traveling. Your spirit. You hear about the young athletes falling dead mysteriously from heart attacks. That's been happening. You know what the crazy thing is, Wolf? That's been happening since early 2021, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about the soccer players that are dropping, the football players overseas. They call them football players that are dropping, like the most healthiest. I'm gonna tell you something. If you think NFL players is in shape, bro, yo, them football players that play soccer, what we call soccer, over, dude, them dudes right there, some monsters, man. Think about it. You literally got to be not only running back and forth the whole entire game. You're literally got to be accurate with every kick, block, steal. The way you even dribble the ball. That all has to be on point. Like I go as far as to say they're probably some of the most in shape athletes, man. But these dudes are supposed to be some of the most healthiest, and they dropping dead. Or in the last year and a half, right? Mysteriously, mysteriously. Like, why is that? It's crazy. They're flooding the ones that aren't theirs, that the others built without permission. Treaties and treaties. So above, so below. Is that what it is, Wolf? The ones that they don't use. Manifest without force. Yes, indeed. You already know it, man. But yeah, I tell people keep your mind right, man. What you want to manifest, make sure you do it. Make steps towards goals and stuff like that, bro. If you guys haven't hit that subscribe button, I'm pretty sure everybody here subscribe. But if you're watching this and you're not watching it live, hit the subscribe button. Now I got 300 people that watch the videos. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a subscribe so you can keep up with exactly what's going on. YouTube gives me a hard way to go. They put a giant bottleneck on my subscribers, man. Giant bottleneck. I mean, I shot from like 800 to like 1100 fast, like pow, pow, pow. It's like 3 weeks. But they've been keeping me on, and they've been reserving my views on these channels because of stuff I talk about. They don't like that. We got to work with each other, though, man. So I don't have the machine behind me. So, y'all basically could be the ones who are the machines. So y'all can share the videos with other groups and stuff like that. Have people subscribe, have people join into the conversation. That'd be great, too. Others, EBE. Others. Got you. Some guy told me he read a comic and got in trouble for repeating what he saw to others in the military. Psyops got mad. So important stuff is shared in comics, and Batman, don't look at him. He'll see you. Word. It said that. Yeah, the Batman thing, man. There's a lot of stuff on Batman too. Like some of the creatures and stuff that are underneath the sewer systems. You wonder about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Extraterrestrial biological entities. That's what John Canvas is talking about. Extraterrestrial biological entities with infinite energy battling for world supremacy. I mean, Cannabis used to talk about them all the time. I used to like Cannabis. Until he came out and said Tom Cruise mom shoes. I stopped listening to Cannabis. He had his notepad out. Stop rocking with Cannabis. That's what he said. Fire. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yes, sir. All right, let me go ahead and drop this. Look up Phil Schneider. All right, bet I got you on that. I got homework to do. Homework. All right. All right, let me go ahead and drop the invite in here. And anybody who wants to hop in, they can do so. Drop some words. Here we go. All right, there's the link. I'll make sure I didn't miss any of these comments either. Yep, I think I'm caught up. But yeah, the weather has been wild, man. It's been like heavy winds lately in the areas that I go to. There's always heavy winds, rain out of nowhere. Now I will say this though. The areas that I am in, I can't say or speak for your town, but the areas I'm in, I'm seeing less and less chemtrails. I don't see as many anymore. That's very interesting. I don't see it nowhere near as many chemtrails as I saw before. And it just makes you kind of wonder, like, yo, what is the purpose for that? Like, what is the purpose that they're slowing down on that in certain areas? All right, so I got my man live and direct, live in effect, the Bad Wolf in the green room, man. Everybody give a warm welcome from the Bad Wolf. What's up, Samo?
What's going on, brother? Let me get my sound right here.
All good. Cash Luciano said it's gloomy out here right now. Oh, it is? Okay. It hasn't been too gloomy around. We've been getting a fair amount of sun. I got to get back into sun gazing. I kind of stopped for some odd reason. I need to get back into it, though.
All right, there we go. How I sound?
Good, man. Good, man. What's up? What's good with you?
Oh, man, chilling like a villain, bro. Just out here getting the sun, getting that vitamin E and vitamin D going.
Good stuff, man. You look like you caught a tan, bro.
Man, the sun be out there doing its thing, bro.
He'll be out there with the beater on. See, right, yeah, he'll be out there with the beater on. He think he's slick. He'll be out there like this. Hello, ladies.
Over here.
Right. Are you looking for that guy over there or this guy? You know what I mean? All good though, man. But so what's been good, man? Any new things you've been coming across?
Well, I mean, major, not really. But I did just pick up the new UCC.
Wow, he went out and got the big boy, man. That's the expensive one too.
Man,
he got the UCC book.
Yeah, got 21, the 22 edition. So brand new, right from the source, the horse's mouth.
Damn, yo got that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so picked up that bad boy. Consultations have been fire. I've got a couple of cats who I'm doing the process right now who are a part of the DOD or were a part of that. We did some more police officers. The most recent guy was a guy from New York. Stepped him through the process of right to travel and getting his status corrected. I don't know if I showed these last time, but picked up Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. This is how you learn.
Yeah, that's nice.
This is how you learn to take anybody in any different or same jurisdiction to a federal district court without having to use a lawyer. And then I got this one, though I think it's a little outdated because they're using the old code on here. But this one is Sovereign Covenant without prejudice, and it has the old code, which is the UCC 1-207. So probably the same info, but uses the old code. So I'm gonna go through that.
Okay.
I got the working on the cards, the national sovereign cards, or should I say, U.S. national, but your sovereignty. I don't like the word really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been about it, man. I was just dropping some knowledge on you with some of that other stuff. So you look up the story about Phil Schneider. This cat worked for the GOV, making underground DUMBs.
Really?
Yep. And before he died, he had exposed what he had found underground. And then he started traveling the country telling people about the wars going on underground and how they...
I did hear about the wars.
Yeah, and how the others superseded the treaties and basically had dug their own caverns and whatever else. And they're like, oh, no, you don't.
Sheesh.
So there's a lot of things he talks about that's going on, where they're supposed to be able to fly, where they're not supposed to be able to fly, all this other stuff. And he even called his own death. He was like, look, just giving you this information. He's like, that he personally said he broke their treaty, their non-disclosure. So he said, yeah, they're gonna come visit. He's like, just so you know. But he actually shows proof of where he got damaged by an otherly worldly device,
like a laser or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sliced him open.
Sheesh.
So yeah, but the whole thing is like, this is education and entertainment. People can take it for what they want. But like you said, a lot of people have short memories, That's why they want you to do these TikTok things, because it conditions your brain to not want to pay attention to anything of substance.
Yeah, that's true. I noticed that too with the remember the Vine videos that came out and they got real popular. You had a bunch of celebrities that got famous off of those regular, but I don't think they were regular people. They probably were sons of other celebrities or daughters of other celebrities. But yeah, there's a bunch of new faces that came out through that. It was like 30-second videos. And I'm like, yo, this is off of a time where we used to like to watch long movies and stuff like that. Now it's like, a 30-second Vine video or something, or maybe 15 seconds, however long it was. I don't remember. But yeah, now this is a thing where it's a trend now. Everything has got to be quick, it's concise, to the point. Nobody wants to pay attention, and people can't even realize or remember what videos they watched a week ago. They probably forget all about them until they see them maybe on the internet a year later. Oh, I remember this video. Yeah, but you had to get your memory jogged in order to.
It's about that quick gratification. That you have to give people all of their vices and superfluities and whatever else, the things that are quick releases of endorphins and adrenaline and satisfaction, because then they don't have the endurance to do the things that we're doing. People want, oh, can you just change my status for me? I don't want to do it. Can I just pay you and this and that? And well, how can you possibly strategize to win against any opponent if you're looking for just that quick gratification? So they're conditioning people. The education is conditioned, the food you eat, the lack of nutrients in there. You can't, they took away recess at school. So now the kids during the day are getting most schools don't have recess no more.
That is crazy. I did not know that.
Oh yeah. No. Maybe like some of the smaller, like the kids, like the tiny kids, like kindergarten stuff might go off for a little bit, but most of them don't have recess anymore. It's all classes, and they put it under the guise of, well, we're trying to get you through school faster, so you can forego one recess. Well, now you're not getting your vitamin D, your vitamin E, and other nutrients you need from the sun. Okay. Then you're wearing shoes, so you're not grounding. Okay. So you're not letting those positive ions go out of your feet into the negative ground. Okay. You are not getting your exercise, so you're not building up your endurance. You're not building your social structures because you're not interacting with people of different thoughts and whatever. You're in a controlled structure of class all the time. Yeah. It's really brilliant. It's all brilliant because, if you're going to learn this, you have to have a mind of somebody who can play chess. And you have to be able to see the movements and see actions and think 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 moves ahead. And the average person can barely play checkers. So
yeah, that's facts. Yeah, yeah.
So,
I'm not a chess guy myself, but I am aware of how it works because I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which is basically human chess. So it's like, all
mhm,
right, if you put your hand right here, I'm gonna arm lock you. You know, so it's
yeah.
like, all right, well, I can't put my hand there. I need to get in this position and do this. But I do get what you're saying though, 100%. And I would suggest, again, anybody who is new to this information, it's a good idea to try to realize that these type of things that are planned are so well planned because these people are very intelligent, or these persons are very intelligent. I'd go as far as to say this might all be like a computer behind all this stuff, dude. Like just
Well,
watching the way some of these things happen, and even these conversations we have on YouTube. You know what I mean? This is all shit that goes in a giant database, and it's like a computer that's basically deciphering what's being said and what conclusions are drawn or what. You know what I'm saying? It's all in a giant database, and
so
it's got to be the
everything
even that a part
around
of what it
us,
is.
everything around us is energy.
Mhm.
Okay, so nothing really around us is, by definition, real. Okay, so the way the CIA and all them have already described this is that we are in a holographic universe, meaning that this is a simulation that we're living in, and this is one of an unlimited number of them. Okay, so this is just one experience out of trillions, quadrillions, quadrillions. You know what I mean? So they've already said that they know that that's what this is, and so we're basically just going like there's some amount of free will and expression, but then there's certain key moments that have to intersect. So I kind of call it my figure eight scenario. It's that you start from one point and the signal expands outward. You can kind of do whatever you want to do to a certain degree, but it's all going to be harnessed back into a point that must occur, and so on, which is how frequencies work in electronics, which is what I went to school for, as electrical engineering technology and software development is what I went to school primarily for, and management and whatever else. So it's the same thing as a frequency. That's what Nikola Tesla said, is if you want to understand the universe and everything around you, understand everything as frequency. That's it. Everything. Light, frequency, sound, frequency, matter is frequency. I mean, it's interesting. And then when you break it down, what'll really trip you out is that science has concluded that even when you think you're touching something, you're actually not touching it. It's because the atoms in there, okay, are hitting the force field energy of the other atoms, and they can't intertwine because they're on the same frequency.
Right.
So you're never really touching anything. You're feeling actually the energy of it, but you're never actually physically touching something.
I think that's air you're breathing, Neo. You know what I mean?
You
That
think
type of
your
thing.
physical
Hey,
body
that's
has
deep.
anything to do with your ability in this digital realm?
Right. Cas Luciano's gloomy out here. Here in North Florida, lightning has been way different than normal. Yeah, somebody had posted a video where they were saying lightning now doesn't have a sound. It's just flashes in the sky. There's no rain. It's just lightning all in the sky at nighttime, but there's no wind, no rain in certain areas. Is very abnormal.
Well, they're playing with the when you play with the elements of anything, you're going to change it. I mean, it looks from the clouds to the snow hitting the ground and how it looks now compared to how it was when we were kids.
Oh yeah.
If you play with any aspects, it's like if you always eat grandma's soup or her favorite dish that she always makes, and then even though your mom is seeing her make it a million times, and then she tries to make it, add her own little things onto it or whatever, it's not the same. All right. So all that stuff has changed. And if in talking about the rain, if you read the book of the Hopi, the ancient book of the Hopi, they talk about that it never used to rain. There was no rain. The dew from the ground would come up on the grass, but it never rained. And they talk about a time when there was no rainbows. They had never seen a rainbow because it never rained. There was no such thing as rain to them. There was water in the upper atmosphere. They talk about a time when there was no moon. They talk about how the brothers pulled the moon into place. Yeah, but see, these are all the books and scrolls that people don't read and that they don't want you to know about.
Yeah.
But yeah, all these things are 10, 20,000 years ago, whatever else. It never rained. the atmosphere had so much moisture in it that everything was fed by the moisture that was already in the air. But we lost that atmospheric water.
Wow, that's deep.
And then the air itself was it was going on, bro. The air itself. Okay, so there was a water canopy that was so clear, like people talk about the dome. Well, there was an original dome of water. Okay, all the moisture was up in there, and it became clear. Okay, so you would actually literally pass through this water layer, all the air underneath being produced from the grass, the plants, the trees that were all supersized, created this pressurized system. So most of the bad rays were filtered out or diffused in the water layer. The air down here was concentrated and pure and then pressurized, which is why people live to be older ages, because that's where you get those healing effects from your hyperbaric chambers. That's why Michael Jackson had one. Pure oxygen and pressurized will heal almost anything, or excuse me, it will assist with rendering your body in a condition medically, not that I'm a doctor, faster is what they will tell you. So
gotta love it, man. That's some fire. I'm also interested in you mentioned that all the plants and stuff were larger too, because I was actually looking at something where a gentleman was saying that, you know how Aurora Borealis happens and stuff like that, where mountains are usually. And he was saying that the reason why these look like these were actually giant trees, these weren't like cut mountains. And it's like some of these mountains you look at, they'll have a flat top, and then it'll just be like, you know, flat on the sides, like a little bit of a rectangle, if you would.
Yeah.
And he was saying that these used to be giant trees in that area, and the Aurora Borealis is still there from when the trees were there. But I'm like, yo, what would be the reason those trees were cut down? You got any insight on that?
It's actually funny you mentioned that. I've read on that too. There's I think it's either the Book of Enoch or the one of the biblical. I don't know if it was Ezekiel. One of those. It might have been Enoch or one of the apocrypha texts. But they talk about the war with the angels and the Titans, and how they basically cut down all of the giant trees. And they talk about the reasoning for that. And I don't remember the exact passage, but when I was reading it, I was like, they cut down all the giant trees. And I was like, And then I was thinking maybe it was talking about the sequoia or the giant redwoods, but you know, those are big, but you know, they meant bigger, way bigger.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, these things were unreal how huge they were. If you remember, there was a anime called Dragon Ball Z, and it actually, if you've ever seen that, it was a similar effect where this guy planted this one plant, and it sucked all the life out of everything on Earth and made this giant tree. And this tree, having everything on all the power from all over Earth, he would take a fruit off and bite the fruit, and dude would just get exponentially smarter and stronger. So, I mean, you know, it just goes to show, like, is it a situation where maybe the fruits those trees were producing were making man, you know, more bigger or stronger, or, you know, unlocking potential DNA that's not been, you know, accessible or something like that? That would be the only reason I would think that they would be able to cut something like that down. They would cut something like that down.
There was some benefit to those giant trees, is all I can say. I mean, you know, maybe they were the ones that was the story where they talk about the golden apple. I mean, maybe they had something that prolonged our life. Maybe, you know, there was something, you know, people don't get rid of or hide things unless there's something to gain.
Right. Exactly. That's my thoughts exactly.
All I can say.
What up, Fearless Floyd? What's going on with you, champ?
Hey, what's going on, Floyd? What's going on, Duval?
Cool. Yes, sir.
Albert Taylor. What's going on, young sir?
Yes, sir. Wolf on it, man. Yes, sir. He always. That's why he's the wolf.
That's all I do, bro.
Absolute. Smash the like. Please smash the like.
Yeah, what's going on with these likes, guys? We should be matching numbers as a minimum. Got 6 more people.
What number we at?
27 currently.
Oh, we had 30 heads in here, man. We gotta get them likes up, fam. Oh, Tony said they be on the video games. That's why they don't. The kids be on the video games heavy. That's true. I'll be
Well,
honest, man. Back in the day, we used to like video games, like, but we had Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. We didn't have PlayStation 5 and Call of Duty. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. We had PlayStation 5 and Call of Duty. We probably would have been in the house more too, but we used to like to play outside a lot, man. You know, we did all kinds of like.
Our parents would be like, "You're gonna rot your eyes. Go outside and play and get some fresh air."
Yeah, you know what else? Another thing our parents used to say: don't sit too close to the TV. Now you got these kids with these goddamn VR glasses on,
right on their face,
right in front of your face,
and they're working on the contacts where, and then the next generation is going to be you're gonna have a chip where it just beams in. You can just plug right into the reality.
Yeah, that's the Black Mirror stuff. They actually had those on Black Mirror, I think. That addiction has to F up the synopsis, controlling the impulses, change the whole collective consciousness for generations from now. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. See, if you keep the people entertained, you know, then they're not going to go out looking for anything. If you're too busy watching the show, and that's what this is, they put on the show. I had a friend who was just, we'll just say, linked into certain things, and he told me that they always plan things years in advance.
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to.
Yeah. Well,
you have to know
the show.
You got to know personality types. You have to have an idea. And I'm going to go as far as to say they've been watching people since like elementary school, man. Like they got a profile on every mofo. Remember when we used to be in elementary school and you would be in third grade and there randomly would be people that would show up and sit in the back of the classroom while the teacher was teaching. You know what I mean? And it would be random. Like, yo, these people would just randomly show up. And the teacher would be extra nice and stuff like, because we had some dickhead teachers that would be nice when the people came in. And I'm telling you, bro, I remember one time I asked a question and the teacher had said something I didn't understand. So I raised my head and asked her a question. And I told her what I wrote down and asked her, is that what she wanted? And she said, no, that's not actually what I wanted. And she corrected it. Then the guy came over and tapped me on the shoulder and said, what did you have written down before? I was like, it was wrong. He was like, no, it doesn't matter if it was wrong. What did you have written down before? I was like, oh, okay. So I told him. He was like, okay. He wrote something down and went back to sit down. I thought that was weird, and I remembered it for the rest. Like, what the fuck's the difference?
They were recruiting. They still recruit.
Yeah,
they've been watching. Like, I don't know if you guys ever had this or what, but they used to come up with these little tests. They say, oh, these don't matter. Just answer the questions.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to see what your aptitude was. And that was one of the things for me when, I kind of applied for the military. They already knew, because I wanted to go into intelligence, to learn more of this kind of stuff. But I knew me. I was like, I know if I go in, I'm going to be owned, and I can't say what I'm going to learn. So that's why I never went in and just kind of did my own probing outside. Yeah. But they already knew what my IQ score was. They had all that stuff, you know what I mean? And then they found out my physical abilities, and they were like, oh yeah, like they put down hella offers. It was not, they basically made me almost like, I don't know, maybe it's not so bad being owned. I don't know. That's wow. Like, yeah, they offer when they know how keen this one is, man. Yeah, let me tell you, they will bring you in on stuff.
Hell yeah. Yeah. That was always odd to me, man. But like, they have a file on everybody, man.
Oh yeah.
Everybody. Yeah. Everything you do, they already have an idea of who's gonna go in what direction,
Yeah, they already have it. They have all information is processed. Okay, they're imaging everything. Okay, they were already caught imaging the entire AT&T network. All right, so that's nothing new. That means everything. That means 98% of everything that goes anywhere, they have. And with that information, their computers now can 3D image anything you have. They know what your house looks like better than you.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. I literally used to work on some technology for some of these companies that if people knew what I knew about cell phones and whatever, and what they can do and how they can listen to your house and whatever, and your phones never truly turn off.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be like, oh, man, wow.
But you know what's crazy? That's why they stopped making phones where batteries come out of them. Like, that's why they stopped making them kinds of, if you notice, you know what I mean? Back in the day, if you had like a Galaxy, you dropped the Galaxy, the battery would go flying across the room. The phone will go in one direction, battery will go somewhere else, and the lid will go another direction. Now there's no more batteries. The phone is the battery.
Well, how about this? As somebody who, when I went to school for electrical engineering technology, I literally learned, and I created some things that, let's just say, never got to see the light of day. All right. One of the things I created was the wireless charging, because the wireless charging is no different than inside of a transformer, which is one coil next to another coil. All coils of wire give off an energy field. When you align them, you are transferring electrical energy from one coil to another coil. I did that over 20 years ago. Nothing new. But the thing is that with that technology, if they use, whether it's a satellite or a cell phone tower, they can transmit enough power in your area to charge your phone without you having to charge it. And so you can think your battery is dead, and they can turn that bad boy on remotely and with the screen off and listen to everything inside and image the inside of your house. It's nothing new. I used to kick it with people who created stuff in the school where if I wanted to listen in on your conversation, I could make a couple of modifications to this and tap in, and you would never even hear my phone beep in.
That's crazy. So
that's what I went to school for. And then software and, like I said, management and whatever else. So all this stuff has been stuff I've been doing since 96.
That's what's up, man. Interesting. All right, Lost Rose, sorry to put you on hold. Hey, A6, how do you feel about the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, Inc. versus Bruin case rolling to Supreme Court? I talked about this a bunch of times, but we can talk about it again. I think it was a matter of time before it happened. We all knew that the shit said do not infringe, shall not be infringed. It wasn't rocket science. They were just hoping that they can get away with it long enough, to carry out their agendas. So now you're going to start to see a lot of, weapon bans and stuff like that fall. They'll start getting sued. Eventually these places that tried to fight the ruling by basically, in New York, they basically said you got to submit your social media if you want to get a permit. You got to give them your social freaking media, and they'll determine if you're fit to have one or not. Like, bruh. But this is the thing, man. The places that just went ahead and said, all right, fuck it. You can have a goddamn permit, whatever. Leave me alone. Like Maryland. These places are going to eventually become constitutional carry states. Because if you look at how these things were taken care of, Texas was a permit state, basically shall issue. If you go to apply, you can get one within 30 minutes, I think they said. Pennsylvania was the same way. My boy lived in Pennsylvania, and I told him what I had to go through to get mine. He was like, yo, that's crazy, because I just went in and got mine in 30 minutes. I just had to do an interview and fill out a paperwork, and that was it. But yeah, they'll change a lot of places that went ahead and conformed to just constitutional carry later. The ones that didn't, they're going to have to get sued. They're going to have to get their pockets hit. People are going to have to lose their positions in office. Yeah. But,
so remember, those are all rules for 14th Amendment U.S. citizens.
That's facts.
Okay. As far as under the Constitution, which is under Article 6, the federal government, the Supreme Court are the rules of the United States, and all states gave up a percentage of their sovereignty to be underneath that. So anywhere where those state rules, laws, and whatever else do not jive or coincide with the superior law, they are to be ignored. Now, the thing about a firearm is that they control and own the word firearm.
Yep.
There's a difference between a firearm and an arm. Yep. So when you go to buy one from a store, you might think, I can just go ahead and get it. Well, that's their property. It was manufactured by one of their manufacturing facilities. It was then engraved with their registered number that you are using. So even though you bought it, it is their property.
Still there. It's just like the automobiles with the VIN numbers. That's why they still sometimes give you bullshit about it.
Mm-hmm. So let's just say that them putting it together for you is a benefit and a privilege. If you want your own, you have to make your own or obtain it in other means.
There you go. And we'll leave it there.
All those states, like the 6, they will be see the Supreme Court and all that, they're here for us, but if we don't they think right now we're happy with the deals. Mm-hmm. They think that we're happy with the deals, the contracts, doing business and commerce, because we're not bringing these scenarios to them, because the lower levels are brainwashing us to be afraid to go up there, or we don't have this to learn to how to take the judge, the magistrate, the cop, the whoever up to that court, because really for me, it's actually illegal for me to even go to these lower level courts, because lower level courts are only for 14th Amendment U.S. citizens, entities, and persons, which are corporations. You go there, you're either waiving your right or you got to go there by special appearance, and then you're still playing in the devil's backyard. Federal court, the Supreme Court is where you got to go. That's where you're going to get remedy. You get a book like that, you read it, you learn how to deal with the federal rules of civil procedure. Now you can take any of them up there, pay the $350 cost to have your stuff put in front of them, and you do it sui juris of your own free will, and you go and get that cheddar and let the Supreme Court know, hey, our state or the federal court, our state, they're making all of us nationals do this. They're not giving us a way around. They won't let us a constitutional carry. Oh, for real? All right, we'll go talk to them. But until then, they think we're happy with the deals. And that's not the fact, because they're so out of tune. They're like, hey, all you guys got to do is know to come to us and we'll help you guys out. Till then, we're going to sit back. We're not going to interfere when you're private business as public individuals. Okay, because that's what's going on. So
100%.
You want your rights? Go get them.
Go get them.
15th Amendment citizen, and take your query up to the higher levels, where the 14th Amendment U.S. citizens don't like to go, because they lose their power, their jurisdiction. They become just a person in their private capacity.
Absolutely, I agree with all that. 100%. What up, Nicole? What's going on? Identity Gen, the Planet Gang, Jack Nicholas Free Energy set his probe up in CO Springs with quartz fields underneath to send energy coast to coast. Oil control. They use quartz fields, huh?
The quartz crystals in the water underneath the earth are all generating power. That's what the pyramids were based on. They were water pumps.
Yeah. They had gold caps on the pyramids, though, correct? I actually read yesterday that silver was a better conductor for electricity than gold was.
Depends on how pure. The pyramids, from what I've read, not only did they have gold on the top at one point in time for transmitting wireless energy from point to point or in a field, but they also had quartz crystals on the top, which, according to some of the ancient scriptures, would glow. Because when you add enough power to a crystal, it'll emanate, which is where we get laser technology from. In the old days, they used to use primarily rubies with a copper coil wrapped around it. You induce an energy field to it, and it shoots a laser. So the pyramids were multifaceted. They were water pumps. Because all the water around them now is all brackish. So they would pull the water from underneath the aquifers underneath there, generate water for the people and wireless power and light, all from the top of the pyramid. That's why they didn't need any of these street lights and whatever else, blah, blah, blah. They can't find any depictions of, people having to use torches until sometime later on. And there's no evidence of oil burned, canisters or torches inside the pyramids or any of the other places, because they had wireless energy. It's depicted on all the things if you know how to look at what you're seeing. That's why they don't want to interpret the hieroglyphs. Ask yourself this: how come they won't interpret or have a book that has all of the hieroglyphics that are on these monuments, obelisks, and whatever else interpreted? Because the knowledge is there. They left it for us. But if you can't read it yourself, then you ain't going to get it, which means somebody has to then categorize all of them, put them into a book, and they're starting to do it. And let me tell you, it's already starting to read like some interesting stuff. They're talking about these scepters that they had. These Jed scepter, the Jed pillar was a battery. Each different color on the Jed pillar represented a different mineral that when stacked, that's why you would see them red, blue, purple, because those are the elements. And you put them all together, it turns into a battery. Or look up the Baghdad battery. Thousands and thousands of years old, these batteries already had batteries in what looked like clay pots that when they added lemon juice to them, even after these thousands of years, they started kicking up voltage again, just like that.
Fire.
Yeah. Look up the Baghdad battery if you want to find, read up some of that stuff. But Yeah, they had all that technology. They had flying machines and ships and all that stuff way back when. They had all that stuff. It's nothing new. We're just rediscovering it now.
Wow. Yeah, I know on the inside of the pyramid they actually had planes and helicopters, and I'm like, yo, this stuff's already. There's nothing new under the sun, you know. This stuff's already existed.
They
More
they'll
oxygen in your plasma, run miles and not stop. The tree of might, yeah, that's what it was called. The one with the Goku and the god Raditz, I think, or what was it? It was Turles. Prof came in. Trees. That's why the veins on a leaf match ours, and rivers and lungs. That's true. Very true. And then the what they call outer space matches your brain waves, right? Because your
so
brain
above,
waves.
so below.
Yep.
It's more than people understand.
Thirst for truth. Hello, coming in late. Yes, sir. What's up, Thirst? How you feeling, man? Sorry, I'm late. What's up, Rhodes? Didn't know you talked about it already. Nah, it's all good, man. What manner of man is this? Please talk about territorial jurisdiction. He just want to change the whole script. The whole script. You know what? Talk about what I want you to talk about. Jimmy Bennett is $450 for a Fed case. Is it? Okay.
$350 here in Wisconsin, though.
Okay. Quartz is 80% give or take of all rock on Earth. Yeah. Yeah, quartz is very common. Quartz is very, very common. That's why it's the cheapest. If you go to buy crystals online, you can get you probably get like 100 quartz for like $30. Maybe probably less than that, honestly. Territorial jurisdiction, 18 United States Code 7, Section 7.3. Thank you, Jimmy. You did my work for me. The pyramids from above, you look just like computer chips. Yeah. The computer chip, the original computer chip was actually shaped exactly like the one of those Egyptian towns was shaped. I think it was Cairo, wasn't it? The way they had the lines and everything lined up in the pyramid tops. It looked just like a computer chip. Yeah. But the reason for that was because simulation.
Yep.
Michael Tellinger has some good stuff.
Yeah. Check this stuff out before.
That's what's up, man. A lot of good information there, man. All right, look. I'm gonna have to wrap it up pretty soon because I need to go grab something to eat, and I'm about to get my rest for the night. Excellent information. Thank you so much for jumping on, Wolf, man. I always learn a lot every time I'm on a live with you. When is the next time you're going live?
I was gonna do tomorrow, but I probably will do it sometime. I'll try to do them on Mondays. I'm supposed to be picking up a new used whip tomorrow, so I might just go and do it next week Monday. I'm trying to do at least one a month now because everybody's been asking for it. Yeah. So I'm thinking next week Monday. That way, it'll give me at least a week to put out there that I'm going to do it, and then people can jump on. People are like, I need more time because you know me, I'm just sporadic. I'll just jump on in a minute and be like, boop. But everybody's like, I need like a couple of days. So probably next week Monday. I'm thinking probably around 7, 8 or something like that.
See, I'll be training, dude. Every time you go live on Mondays, I'll be in class. But if you decide to do it on another time, I'm gonna try to jump in there, dude, because I'm always trying to, catch you. But
okay,
like ships passing in the night.
Yeah, it don't matter. I could probably do it on Tuesday as well or something. I'll let you know. I'll hit you up. I'll text you.
All right, man. Tuesday will work perfectly. Actually, I'd like to jump on there. And, we chop it up with the fam. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, great information tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. We got 30 people watching. Please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, man, and give me a support. I greatly appreciate that. It is A6, the Foreign National Born Natural. Pass it over to Wolf.
All right, guys. It's the Bad Wolf. Make sure you take your A6, hit that bell, like, subscribe, and just keep supporting us, guys, because we're just going to keep bringing you guys what you want. And I know some of y'all want this information, but you don't have the time to do it yourself. So that's why we do it. So hit this man's Cash App up. Send him a donation. Any amount will do. Take care of yourselves. Stay wise, stay woke, stay aware. And we'll keep bringing you guys this fire information. Until then, take care of yourselves. And I'm out.
Peace.